What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. What's good, you guys? I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II, and you guys are tuned in to another dose of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. It goes a long way with me, you guys. I even appreciate the hate. You know what I'm saying? It all goes in the same pot of gumbo, and guess what? It's all balancing out just good. You know what I mean? It's all balancing out just right. And I appreciate you guys for locking in on the content. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, especially if you are a newcomer. I love new people when they lock into the show. It means a lot to me. I know YouTube has been doing a great job pushing the content out. And on top of that, I know you guys have a handful of options. You guys got an immense amount of options. We're in the digital age where everybody has a YouTube channel, everybody has a podcast, everybody is putting out content. And I know you guys got a lot of options, but you guys still choose to kick it with your boy. Means a lot to me. Means a lot to me. I am nothing without the people. The content can't move without the people. You guys know what it is. We got to take care of some housekeeping real quick. You guys know the show, the program is available on not only YouTube. You can stream it live on Twitch, and you can also stream it live on Facebook as well. And on top of that, if you can't catch it live, you can always double back and watch it on YouTube. But also, we always post the episodes within the hour after the show ends on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That's right, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We are available there if you don't know already. So make sure you guys go lock in on that. If and when you get the opportunity, make sure you guys follow me or subscribe, whatever the word they use at Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Go lock in with me. Follow me, subscribe to me, give me 5 stars, comment, do whatever you got to do to make sure that content is going up on those other platforms. Once again, we're live streaming on YouTube and we're pinging it to Twitch and Facebook. And then after the live stream ends, you can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and even double back on YouTube as well. So you guys know the vibes. You guys know the energy. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the show. It means a lot to me. All right. Now, I'm not sure how long today's show is going to be. I'm kind of just winging it a little bit. I just want to vibe with you guys for a while. And I think the premise of today's show is going to focus more so on a stock up, stock down sort of approach. We're going to go through the entire depth chart. We're going to talk about guys who've had a good amount of playing time. We're even going to talk about guys who've gotten hurt. Maybe they've only played 2 games like A.J. Brown or whatever it may be. We're going to still give guys a stock up or stock down sort of grade, right? And even if you can't really decide if it's a stock up or a stock down, we'll just say they broke even, or we'll say the what's the word they use? Plateau, or they're just middle of the pack right now. So, or we'll just use the word push, whatever it is. So again, make sure you guys smash that like button. We're going to go through the entire depth chart. We're just going to have some fun today, and we're going to just evaluate this team through 5 games. We're entering week 7. The Philadelphia Eagles will be facing off with the New York Giants. That's going to be a fun matchup. It's going to be a really, really competitive matchup, to say the least. And I know the Giants, especially their defense, they're going to bring their A game. And the Philadelphia Eagles on offense, they have to do everything in their power to get an early start. They have not been starting games strong at all. And it's funny. Dan Orlovsky, he was on Get Up, I believe, this morning. And a clip has been circulating on social media, on Twitter specifically. And it's kind of went viral in Eagle circles. A lot of people are talking about it. And I'm not going to spend too much time on it, because I think what he said is something we've already touched on. That's the funny thing about when the national media gets a hold of certain things, or when they try to push certain narratives. My perspective is, well, we've already addressed that. We've already talked about that. We talked about it yesterday and the day before, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. We've even talked about it on the Link Up featuring Simone Stanley and Laura Brunson, right? I've spoke about it, during my pregame shows with Coach Marcus from Pro Fan Talk. Make sure you guys go subscribe to all of them. Pro Fan Talk, Simone Stanley, Laura Brunson. Those are my compadres. But, when you hear Dan Orlovsky say that, it is unsettling. It does make you uncomfortable as an Eagles fan. It does stir up a visceral reaction. And I think it's because it's the truth. The Philadelphia Eagles so far do appear to be one of the least prepared teams in football. It appears that way. When you have not gotten a first down in 5 straight games on your opening drive, that's a problem. So this is what we're going to do here, because I know some of you guys probably haven't heard it. I'm going to bring it up on screen here. I'm going to bring it up on the screen, and I'm going to let you guys hear what Dan had to say, and we'll go from there. Because again, I tend to agree with him. And I like Dan Orlovsky. I like his football perspective. Do I agree with everything Dan says? No, but I have respect for Dan. And again, I always appreciate his perspective, whether I agree with it or I disagree with it. All right, let's bring this on the screen here. All right, you guys, listen up. This is a clip from Get Up, ESPN's Get Up, featuring Dan Orlovsky discussing the Philadelphia Eagles. He believes the Eagles are the least prepared team in football. Let's figure out what he had to say.
This is the least prepared football team in the NFL. The least prepared. They've had 5 opening drives this season. They got 22 yards. So you mean to tell me an offense that has Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert and one of the best offensive line in football and Saquon Barkley, they got 22 yards? You guys know this, in my opinion, at least. In the NFL, how you finish games is really about players. Yep. How you start games is really about coaching.
The first, you're scheming it up.
You're scheming it up.
The first 15 plays are scripted on how you're going to be able to have success versus the defense.
They're the only team who hasn't scored the first quarter point.
As a
down
defender,
23-0.
that's our biggest fear within the game, the first 15, because we know we're going to get schemed up and it's going to be something we haven't seen.
And so you're sitting there as a football team or as an organization and you see all the talent on offense. How can we not build a lead? How do we start every game slow? This is the least prepared football team in the NFL.
He's not wrong. Let's be honest. Dan is not wrong. Dan is not wrong at all. Eagles fans, it may hurt. It may make you uncomfortable. Your instant reaction is to say, forget national media. Who cares what they have to say? Some people may try to spin it and say, wait, the Eagles aren't the worst team in the league. Nah. Words matter. Let's not spin this. Words matter. He said the least prepared, not the worst team in the NFL, the least prepared. You feel what I'm saying? And when you just go off of what you've seen over the past several weeks, the past several opening drives, they have been unable to get a first down. And notice I didn't say incapable. They've been unable for some odd reason. And we spoke about this yesterday. We spoke about this many days this week about how the Philadelphia Eagles continue to start slow. And quite frankly, it's unacceptable. You're too talented on that side of the ball to be starting as slowly as you have been. The first 15 to 20 plays are scripted. You practice those. You practice them religiously, like madmen. And you still can't get it going. There's a disconnect between quarterback, OC, and head coach. There's a lack of execution. There's a lack of attention to detail. Something is off. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Like Dan said, when you end games, that's more so about the players. You need your stars. You need your top tier players to step up and make a play at the end of a game. That's where talent is its most valuable. But at the beginning of a game, your coaching sets the tone. Your coach's job is to put the players in position. To put the players in position to execute. Now, it's easy for me to say, hey, blame Nick for all of that, right? It's easy for me to say, point at Kellen. It's easy for me to say Jalen Hurts sucks. It's easy for me to say that. That's not how I feel, though. The rational perspective is they're all responsible. Because A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon, Barkley, Dallas got that offensive line. You throw Jalen Hurts in there, they're too talented to be missing the execution gene. They're too good at football to be failing at execution. Something's off. Something's off about the script. Something's off. So, again, who do you look at? You got to look at all of them. You got to look at Jalen Hurts. You got to look at Kellen Moore. You got to look at Nick Sirianni. You got to look at them. If you want to throw Kevin Patullo in there, you could look at him too. Kevin Patullo was the pass game coordinator. We could talk about Kevin Patullo as well. Kevin Patullo doesn't get talked about enough. But Kevin Patullo has been on this within this organization since Nick Sirianni got here. That's Sirianni's right-hand man. That's the only person they kept from Nick Sirianni's previous staff. They kept Aaron Moorhead, of course, and they've kept Singletary. But for the most part, in terms of the brain trust or whatever it may be, Kevin Patullo is the only guy that's remaining. So Nick Sirianni, Kevin Patullo, Kellen Moore, Jalen Hurts, what's going on? What's the disconnect? Let's talk about it, y'all. What's the disconnect? Is it the play sequencing? Is it the attention to detail by the players? Is it the lack of utilizing your run game early and often? There's a problem here. And I agree wholeheartedly with Dan Orlovsky. The Philadelphia Eagles are, and they appear to be, the least prepared team in football. They have yet to score a single point in the first quarter. A single point. The Panthers have scored a point in the first quarter. The Jags have scored a point in the first quarter. The Browns have done it. Who else? There are so many teams that are worse than the Eagles that have been able to put up points in the first quarter. And when you don't do that, when you're incapable of sustaining an opening drive, it just makes your life that much harder. And it makes it hard to set the tone. It makes it hard to command respect from your opponent because they know you're going to screw it up. So let's try to transition into the positive. Let's try to transition into some optimism, right? The Philadelphia Eagles, they're coming off of a game beating the Browns 20-16. They got the Giants this week. Jalen Hurts looked significantly better statistically Jalen Hurts played his best game against the Browns. So is that a sign of life for the offense? Is that a sign that the offense is beginning to wake up? Even Lane Johnson spoke about how disjointed the offense has been in terms of snapping the ball on time. He mentioned how the Philadelphia Eagles are one of the slowest teams in terms of snapping the ball, the pre-snap, getting things going. And it's making it easy for the defensive line and the pass rushers to get the jump off the ball. It's making it easy because they can time it. When you take forever to snap the ball, the other team, all they got to do is look at the play clock and say, okay, 5 seconds left. They still ain't snapped this ball. Okay, I know what time to get off. But if you snap the ball before your clock hits 10, then they're off balance still. They still can't time it. Lane Johnson spoke about it with Howard Eskin, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in the locker room. So yeah. This that's blunt. Right. When Lane said constipated, that's hilarious because that's the perfect way to put it. They've been constipated on offense. They've been stiff. The loosest they've looked was against the Browns. That's the loosest they've looked. You know, Hurts was excited. You know, they're celebrating a lot, all that kind of stuff. You know, I hope that they are highly aware of, well, there's no way they're not. There's no way they're not aware of this. And I know it's probably frustrating for the quarterback. I know it's frustrating for the entire offense. But the coaches, what's the disconnect between you and the quarterback? What's the disconnect? They had to do a better job at starting because when you continue to start slow, you're allowing lesser opponents to play around with you. You're allowing lesser opponents to build confidence. The longer you keep a lesser opponent in the game, the more confidence they have in that they can beat you. So you got to do a better job at starting. You got to do a better job at getting points on the board early. You want to beat the Giants? Get up 14-0 on them in the first quarter. You want to beat them? Get up 14-0. It's just that simple. So, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with Dan Orlovsky. The Eagles look like they are the least prepared team in football. Simple as that. Let me get to some of your comments real quick before we get into the stock up, stock down. Will Kelly says, Tone, what's up with the over-the-middle throw question? Is Jalen offended? It's funny you say that. He looked, and I watched that, right? When they asked him about it. He looked almost peeved by the question. He looked peeved. You know what I'm saying? We've been watching Jalen Hurts press conferences for years. He looked PO'd by that question. He looked peeved. He looked like he didn't really want to get into that question. You feel what I'm saying? So I mean, it's the truth though. They haven't really been throwing the ball across the middle as of late. They haven't. The most they've thrown the ball over the middle is in that Green Bay game. Other than that, we haven't seen them throw the ball over the middle like that. Now, Jalen feels like sometimes it just happens like that. You know, he says he doesn't have a preference. Well, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Brian Stetcher says it's only Nick Sirianni as the decision maker. He runs everything. Yeah, he's the head coach. So yeah, he's the first person you want to look at for sure. It falls on him, absolutely. And he even said it in his press conference. Everything that's on that field, he's responsible for. So in that case, Nick, tighten the hell up, man. Tighten the hell up. My man S. Blunt with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He says, looks like Slay is iffy. Malik Neighbors versus Quinyon Mitchell. That's going to be really exciting. That's going to be really, really exciting. I can't wait for that. But yeah, man, it's going to be a very physical game. That Giants defense is good. So Eagles fans, I don't want y'all going into that game thinking shit going to be sweet. That Giants defense is good. They're good. It's okay to say that. I know we're used to saying the Giants are not good, But that defense is good. They're top 10 in the league in total defense. They lead the league in sacks. It's okay to say the Giants' defense is good. We got to acknowledge. It. All right, let's see. Thank you, S. Blunt. I appreciate the support, man. All right. Fanny, the Eagles fan, says they know his snap count. Exactly. The defense is able to time it when you take forever. They're able to time it. So they got to get so they have to get their pre-snap process. They got to speed up their pre-snap process. They have to make quicker decisions. And it doesn't help that people already have an opinion about Jalen Hurts taking forever to throw the ball. It's just like people already think he can't process information quickly. They already think that. Brian Stetcher says, make Kellen Moore the head coach. Oh, man. Only time will tell, brother. Only time will tell. Fanny says, the situational play calling is horrendous. I would have to agree with you. It is. It is. It's inconsistent. Very inconsistent. James McFadden, he says, so if you don't run the offense or the defense, Nick Sirianni, what is your job? If you are the CEO and you have already made coaching changes, what does that say about you? Tone, it's Nick. The buck stops with him. I can't argue with that logic, brother. I can't argue with your logic at all. I hear you and I feel you. Sweet Chin Music says, I can't judge Kellen Moore until I know Nick has his hands off the offense. Yeah, man. I need Nick to be quiet in those meetings. I need him to just be quiet. As Blunt says, is that one on Kellen, on Nick, or on the players? You got to give you got to put it on everybody, man. I'm looking at three people, honestly. I'm looking at Nick Sirianni, Kellen Moore, and the quarterback. Strictly. Because the receivers can't throw themselves the ball. You feel what I'm saying? The running back can't hand himself the ball. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm looking at Jalen Hurts, I'm looking at Kellen Moore, and I'm looking at Nick Sirianni. Why this offense has been starting off slow. My dad is in the building. He says, Tone, Dad, you know damn well you don't call me Tone. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to blend in. But you don't call me. Don't even do that. You don't call me Tone, man. Dang. But he said, why we have such a problem putting points on the board in the first quarter? I'm frustrated. Yeah. It is. It is frustrating, Dad. It is frustrating. Hey, Dad, see how I called you Dad? I didn't call you Tone or Antonio. I called you Dad because you're my dad. Oh, man. My mom is in the building. She said we call you AJ. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They call me AJ because I'm a junior, Antonio Jr. Shout out to my parents, man. They always show love in the show. I appreciate them for always showing love, man. They do a great job. My dad, he said, just having fun. He said, I'm just having fun. Oh, that's good. That's good, man. That's good. Shout out to y'all. M. Johnson says, I think Jalen is thinking too much. The offense has no flow or rhythm. The play calling seems so random. I can see that. I could definitely see that for sure, man. It definitely seems almost disjointed. Like I said, Sunday was the loosest I've seen Jalen look. So maybe it's a sign of things to come. We'll see. King Josh says, I don't believe Jalen Hurts is the quarterback for the future. I think he's holding the offense back. Oof, man, that's a hell of an opinion. I'm not ready to say that quite yet, but hey, man, to each his own. To each his own, man. I'm not quite ready to say that, brother. Fanny says they say the playbook has been watered down to suit Hurts' comfort level. I'm okay with that if the leopard can't change its spots, then change the scenery to accommodate the leopard. Interesting. Dank Burger Gang says parents rule. Donald Rohn says the Giants' defense is very good and their offense is fair. If we start slow, we will be in trouble. I agree 100%. I agree with this take 100%. If the Philadelphia Eagles don't score first or score early, they're going to make it real hard for themselves in the fourth quarter. Because then at that point, those pass rushers are going to pin their ears back, and it's a wrap. And it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Miss Nina Austin. Shout out to Miss Nina Austin. She's an amazing supporter of the content. She's one of the most loyal Eagles fans in the world. Shout out to Nina Austin. She's so dope. Vonnie Outside says, at this point in time, would you extend Jalen Hurts if you had to make a decision? Hell no. Hell no. But again, like that's not the contract just started last year, didn't it? So he hasn't done anything to show me he deserves another contract from the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's me being unbiased. That's me being honest. You know? And you guys know I'm a Jalen Hurts guy. I'm a Jalen Hurts guy. You feel me? I'm a Jalen Hurts guy. You guys see, I'm a Jalen Hurts guy. But if I'm being completely unbiased, if I'm being completely reasonable and taking my feelings, taking my emotions out of it, I got to be honest. I have to be honest. I'm not going to lie. You know, I'm not going to tell you guys something that I don't feel in my heart. Am I a Jalen Hurts fan? Yes. Do I want him to succeed? Absolutely. Do I believe he can? Sure. But I'm an Eagles fan first. I'm an Eagles fan first. And if he's not cutting the cheese, if he ain't bringing home the mail, if he ain't bringing home the bacon, what are we talking about? This is a results-based business. And Vonnie, I'm really glad you asked me that question because no one's asked me that yet. No one's asked me that question. And the truth is, if I had to extend Jalen Hurts, I wouldn't do it. His best year was before the contract. That's how he got it. So now he has to give me better years. He has to give me more to prove he deserves another after that. And again, the contract just started. It just started. It just started last year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, man, you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, this offensive line. I can't just sit here and be. I can't be facetious like that. I can't be disingenuous. I can't lie to you guys. You guys are my people. If I told y'all, yeah, I would extend Jalen Hurts if I had to extend him today, would you guys really believe me if I said that? And I'm sorry if you guys are experiencing any sort of connectivity issues. Wi-Fi is a little shaky right now. But let's be real. Let's be real. And again, Vonnie, I'm really glad you asked me this question. If Jalen Hurts was due to get a contract today, and I told y'all, oh yeah, he's due, yeah, we should extend Jalen Hurts. Would y'all really believe me? Let's be honest. Y'all won't believe me. Y'all be like, Tone, really? Come on now. I like Jalen Hurts too, but really? So again, I want Jalen Hurts to succeed. I am pulling for him. I'm rooting for him. He gets my support and my love and my adoration every Sunday. But I'm not ready to talk about a Jalen Hurts extension when, for one, it just started, and for two, he hasn't done anything really to warrant a second contract, a third contract rather. And I hope that doesn't come off as me dissing Jalen Hurts or disrespecting him. I really hope it doesn't come off that way, because I really do want this brother to win. I really do. I really, really want this brother to win. Thank you, Vonnie, for that question, man. We got a lot out of that. Thank you. Let's get to these super chats. We got two more. Relative Time Works in the building with the $5 super chat. He says, poor first quarter performance reflects poor preparation, especially when it's over and over and over. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to look at the coaches. You got to look at the players. You got to look at the coaches, and you got to look at the quarterback. Starting slow consistently like that, that's a trend, which means it's a problem. So time works. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And the thing is, I don't question Jalen Hurts' attention to detail. I don't question Jalen Hurts' preparation. I believe Jalen Hurts is a film junkie. I believe Jalen Hurts does everything possible to make sure he's prepared on Sunday. I really believe that. I believe Jalen Hurts does everything possible to make sure he's prepared. But something's not connecting. Something's not jiving between him and the coaches, or just the execution, or the 15 play, 20 play script, whatever it is. Like, something's not connecting. Something's not connecting. And again, I apologize if the Wi-Fi is a little shaky, if the connection is a little shaky for you guys. Wi-Fi is a little funny money right now. All right, let's get to the next super chat. Thank you, Time Works. I appreciate it. Green Wingman with the $20 super chat. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate this. This means a lot. He says, after 5 games, I feel that this team is mediocre with Pro Bowl talent. Even though I expect them to win a lot of games due to the schedule, I don't trust this squad in situational football, especially in the playoffs. I can't argue with you, Greeny. I can't argue with you right now. As of right now, they're 3-2. They are playing like, or they have been playing. Yeah, they've been playing like a mediocre football team. That's the truth. That's the truth. Now, again, Jalen Hurts is coming off his best game of the season, statistically, and in terms of efficiency and protecting the football. Is that a sign of things to come, right? The defense is coming off of a pretty good game, right? They weren't perfect, but they were very good. I would give the defense a B grade, a B+ grade for that performance. Even with the 5 sacks, I give that defense a B+ performance, because I mean they still gave up 100 yards rushing on 4 yards of carry, right? And they didn't force any turnovers. So, I mean, red zone defense was good. I'll say that. But you gave up 100 yards on 4 yards of carry, 25 attempts. I'll give the defense a B+ for that game. But yeah, man, Greeny, you're right. Pro Bowl talent. Some would argue all pro talent scattered across the roster. And you're starting slow like this. You've been this disjointed and mediocre. It matters, man. You got to talk about it. It's the truth. Greeny, I appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you. Rufus Wallace says, Tone, it was the Browns. Watson's washed. Well, look, man, you got to play who's in front of you. All right? You got to play who's in front of you. You know, sure I can chip away at the defensive performance. I could do that, but I'm not, because they need games like this. They need performances like this. Stop trying to pull the carpet from under your own team. They played the Browns and Deshaun Watson's washed. I agree with you 100%. But you got to play who's in front of you. And the way the Eagles have been playing, they can get beat by anybody. So if they were able to perform that way against the Browns defensively, I'm taking that. I don't care what anybody says. I'm taking that. You need to stack games like this. This defense is developing. They're young. You need games like this, no matter who you're playing up against. James McFadden says, Tone, the team is playing mid, but we got to remember we are one Saquon catch away from 4-1. I understand that. But we're also a couple things away from being 1-4 or 2-3, if you want to really get into it. S. Blunt back again with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. He says, after 5 games, do you feel the offense, which is highly paid, is playing better than the defense, which is heavy on youth and inexperience? Ooh, that's a good question. That's a really good question, S. Blunt. That's a great question. That's a great question. Who's playing better, the offense or the defense? You know what? Some of y'all may disagree with this. Some of you guys may disagree with this. But I'm gonna say the defense. I'm going to say the defense. I know that may be blasphemous for you guys. Some of you guys may say, what? The defense? I'm saying the defense. Because let's really break it down, right? Let's go game by game. Let's go game by game. Week 1, your offense turns the ball over on 2 back-to-back possessions. What does your defense do? They hold the opposing team to 2 field goals, which is 6 points, which allowed the Philadelphia Eagles to drive down the field on their 3rd offensive drive and score a touchdown, giving them the lead. And from that point on, they never looked back. And that defense still had great red zone, protected the red zone very well in different parts of that game, which allowed the offense to do what they did. And the defense forced a game-clinching interception. So I think defense is the reason why they won week 1. Okay, let's get to week 2. Week 2, although the Philadelphia Eagles defense was getting ran on by Bijan Robinson, hear me out on this. You were able to hold the Atlanta Falcons to 22 points. 22 points for a defense that's still developing, for a defense that has inexperience at key positions, for a defense that we knew was going to be a work in progress. You hold them to 22 points. Your offense only registered 21 points. Who underperformed? Who underperformed? Let's keep it real. Who underperformed in week 2? Who didn't meet expectations in week 2? Because with this defense still developing, holding a team to 20, 22 points is a win for me. That's a win for me. That's a win for me. But the offense, an offense that has Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley. Well, A.J. Brown didn't play in that game. But you know what I mean. They're talented. You only put up 21 points? We talk about this offense being able to average 30 points a game. They should be able to do that, or 28 points a game. Who underperformed? I would argue the offense underperformed in that Falcons game, not the defense. All right, let's go to week 3. Week 3 is the Saints game, right? I think that's the Saints game. The Saints game, defense showed up like no other. Offense took forever to put points on the board. I'm giving defense the Saints game all day, no question. We don't even got to spend too much time on that. All right, now let's get to the Buccaneers game. They all were awful. Both sides of the ball were awful. So that's a push. That's a push. And then let's get to the most recent game, the Browns. The defense was able to hold the Browns to 16 points. Your offense only registered 20 points. Who underperformed? Who underperformed? I'm asking y'all a direct question. In that Browns game, the defense held them to 16 points. The offense put up 20 points. Who underperformed? I'm sorry, S. Blunt, 9 points. Thank you, S. Blunt. You're making my point even more, S. Blunt. Thank you, brother. And thank you for the super chat, too. Who underperformed? They gave up 9 points. I take that back. Special teams gave up the touchdown. So the defense gave up 9 points, 3 field goals. The offense only registered 20 points. Who underperformed? You feel what I'm saying? So again, back to S. Blunt's super chat, so we don't get lost here. After 5 games, who's playing better? Who has played better? Offense or defense? I would argue the defense, because we knew the defense would be a work in progress. We knew the defense would have bumps and bruises along the way. That offense, though, they've been playing together for too damn long to be that disjointed. That's a fucking problem. And pardon my language, Dad. Pardon my language, Mom. But it's the truth. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, that offensive line, they've been playing together. There's more familiar faces on the offensive side of the ball than the defensive side of the ball. They've been playing together too damn long. Nick Sirianni has been in Philadelphia too damn long for them to be playing that slow or getting out the gate slow like that. That's a problem. So again, I would argue offense has been underperforming over this 5-game stretch, not the defense. The defense has been a work in progress, and we knew it was going to be a bumpy ride with that defense. We knew this. New DC, new faces on defense. You got younger. You moved on from Hassan Reddick. You lost Fletcher Cox due to retirement. You knew this was going to be a work in progress with the defense, but the offense, nah. They're the ones coming up short, if you ask me, not the defense. And thank you again for the super chat, brother. Big Chris says it's the defense. The offense was expected to be elite. Absolutely. Expected to be elite, and they have not been that. They have been mediocre. That's the truth. All right, look, I want to get to my stock up, stock down real quick, y'all. Oh, my man Infamous is here. What's going on, Infamous? Hope all is well, brother. Hope you and the family doing good. He says Kurt Warner dropped a film session about Hurts TD and the title about Hurts' TD, and the title is called Eagles Offensive Concepts Cater to Hurts. And the entire film session explained why. It's not coaching, it's Hurts, is what he said. It's funny, I got into a very, very minimal exchange with Kurt Warner, but I can't even say I can't. Oh, today, my bad. Today, got you. I can't even say an exchange. He commented on someone else. Well, someone commented on his post, and he commented back, and he posted something. Someone commented on his post, and then I commented under that, and then I was tagged in it because he commented on my tweet directly, and then he liked one of my other tweets as well. But regardless, though, the reality is, if this is the case, right? If this is the case that these concepts that we're seeing are strictly in place because Jalen Hurts is only comfortable with those concepts, we got a problem. We got a problem if that's the case. We got a problem if that's the case. Donald Roan says, what is the common denominator with the bad play? Since Steichen, it's Nick. It's also Jalen Hurts. But again, I'm not ready to give up on Jalen Hurts yet. I'm not. Because if we were loving on Nick during that 2022 season, and we were loving on Jalen Hurts during that 2022 season, and if things have kind of been going soft ever since, they're both the common denominators. So we gotta be honest. Jalen Hurts has not been consistent since the 2022 season. That's a fact. Do I think he can turn the corner and be better? Absolutely. And the reason I speak candidly about Jalen Hurts is because I got a lot of respect for him. I respect his work ethic. I respect his game. I respect him as a man. I would never disrespect Jalen Hurts. I'm just giving my candid football opinion. And again, we're not in the building. We don't know everything that's going on in that building. But so far, Jalen Hurts has been inconsistent this season. He was inconsistent last season. But Jalen is still my quarterback that I'm riding with. He's still my quarterback that I'm riding with. But Eagles fans, don't forget, you are an Eagles fan first. Don't forget that. Do not forget that you are an Eagles fan first. But I'm rocking with Jalen Hurts still. I'm rocking with Jalen till the wheels fall off. Just how I roll with Carson until the wheels fall off, or till the wheels fell off. You know, a lot of people gave him on Carson early. I didn't. I thought Carson Wentz could come back and, be a better quarterback. I really did. I ride with guys until they ain't in the building no more. That's just me. I ride with you until you ain't in the building no more. I ride with you until I can't ride for you no more. You dig me? That's how I look at it. This may be unbelievable for y'all, but I was a Carson Wentz guy. But when he decided to quit on Philadelphia because he didn't want to face any sort of turbulence or competition to an extent or pressure, nah, man, that made me look at him. That made me look at him a different way. I'm being honest. That made me look at him a little bit of a different way. But again, I rode for Carson. I'm riding for Hurts. I'm not going to, I'm going to keep it real. All right. Let me ask y'all a question here. Let's get to the stock up, stock down. So let's start with the quarterback. Jalen Hurts, stock up or stock down? Since we're here. Jalen Hurts, stock up or stock down? Talk to me, y'all. If it's me, based off of his most recent performance, I would have to say stock is slightly up. Slightly. Because he gave you a game where he didn't turn the ball over. He threw 2 passing touchdowns. He completed 64% of his passes, and he had his best passer rating on the season. So I have to say stock slightly up. Now, is it skyrocketing? No. But a stock does this or this. Through week 1, from week 1 to week 5, yeah, I would say Jalen Hurts' stock was not rising at all. But then You get to week 6, he has that game. I would say, okay, slightly up. Not astronomically up, but slightly up. A slow merge. Up a little. As Blunt says, up if you mean from Tampa to Browns. Yes, of course. Of course. We can only go week to week. So again, from last week to now, stock is slightly up. That's my opinion, though. I'm not here to change your mind, though. So I would say stock up for Jalen Hurts. All right, let's get to Saquon Barkley. Stock up or stock down? Stock up or stock down? When it comes to Saquon Barkley, I would say, I'm sorry, Saquon Barkley stock is always going up for me. I think Saquon Barkley stock is always going up. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry, y'all. That may be a little biased or whatever, but my stock always going up for Barkley. That boy has been the best offensive player. I'm sorry. He's been the best offensive player. So I gotta go stock up, man. I got to. Because like he's been dominant every single game. The Browns game, they really prepared for him. So, I mean, as Blunt, I do feel you though. I do see what you're saying. AJ Brown. He's been hurt. So, but again, both games he's played over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. So stock up for AJ Brown. All the way up. Devontae Smith. I would say stock up. Definitely coming off of a game, scored a touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown. I would say Devontae Smith stock is up. Let me get to this $10 super chat. My man L. Campbell in the building. Here we go. Let's see. L. Campbell with the $10 super chat. Thank you for sending me money for the opinion that I'm about to brutalize. He says your content is either focused on Hurts or some other hyperbolic take. Saquon dropped balls and missed blocks, and you saying stock up. Hey, listen to this, right? Hey, y'all. L. Campbell must be fucking new. He must be new because my content is not focused on Hurts. That's the other show. See, you're new, right? And just because you donate, that don't mean that you're a part of this just yet. You feel what I'm saying? All money ain't good money. You feel what I'm saying? So for you to come in here as a newcomer, for somebody who don't really know what you're talking about, you're talking at the side of your neck. If you really watch my content, you would know that's not how I get down. I'm not hyperbolic. I'm actually very reasonable. That's how you know he knew. That's how you know he ain't used to this. You feel what I'm saying? If you know me, if you really listen, you know I'm one of the most reasonable motherfuckers talking about this team. That's the facts. That's the truth. You feel what I'm saying? That's the truth. And look, Infamous, my man. Infamous know me. Me and Infamous go back to back all the time. Me and Infamous disagree probably 80% of the time, but that's my man. And he knows how I give it up. You see, here's the thing. I'm really one of the most reasonable people talking about this team. That's a fact. No, L. Campbell. No, you paid for this. You paid for this. Don't tell me to calm down. You paid for this. Don't tell. Hey, y'all. He said calm down. You paid for this. I'm giving you your money's worth, brother. I'm giving you your money's worth. You paid for this. Hey, y'all, he think I'm losing my shit. I'm having fun with this. This is fun for me. Y'all, that's how you know he knew. He's new. He gotta be new. Either he knew or he been playing the background way too long. L. Campbell's a woman. Well, maybe you should put your first name and then make your last name C. Like, let's keep it real. Like, male, female, anybody can get it. Male, female, anybody can get it. She said I'm a woman. All right. That's not going to change how I'm checking you, sis. That don't change nothing. I don't pull my punches because you a woman. We talking sports, queen. We talking sports, queen. Come on. Come on, queen. We talking sports. I'm giving you your money's worth. Everybody know when you pay, I play. Hey, y'all. Everybody know when you pay, I play. Yo, I love this shit, yo. I ain't gonna lie. I love this. I really do. And look, by the way, L. Campbell, ma'am. I love when people disagree with me. Hey, as Blunt said, does L. Campbell get a wrench? You know what? Yes. Yes, she does. Because I needed to be like, y'all know I'm a good sport. This was L. Campbell's first super chat. And for that, you get your wrench, L. Campbell. Oh, I'm sorry. This is your 10th. I'm sorry, your 10th. Oh, you're not new. Wow. So L. Campbell has donated to the channel before. L. Campbell's not new. L. Campbell has actually, that's the dope thing about YouTube. It tells you how many times somebody super chatted you. L. Campbell has donated 10 times to this chat. 10 times. So maybe L. Campbell is not new. But to say I'm hyperbolic, to say that I'm being disingenuous about Saquon's been our best player. It's so hard for me to say stock down on somebody who's been the best player. It's so hard for me to say somebody who's been the best player on the football field stock down. Now, did he have his best game against the Browns? No, he did not. So if we're following what my man S. Blunt said, from Tampa to Browns, I guess technically, stock down. But because he's Saquon Barkley, he's been the most dominant player on the football field, it's hard for me to say stock down. It's hard for me to say stock down. It's hard. But to y'all point, though, like you said, ran out of bounds before he got to the first down. Missed the block, right? I'll give it up. Your opinion, not mine. It is what it is. But again, I'm not hyperbolic. That's not even how I get down. I'm one of the most reasonable people talking about this football team. Now, do I express passion? Do I express a certain level? No, L. Campbell is love. We're having fun. It's fun. But I'm giving you your money's worth. And thank you for the super chat. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Super chats mean a lot. Super chats mean a lot. So thank you for that. But you ain't gotta apologize, girl. You ain't gotta apologize. You ain't gotta apologize. This is content. And again, I apologize if the connection is a little shaky right now. You ain't gotta apologize, girl. This is content. We're having fun. This is content. It all goes in the same pot of gumbo. It's all needed. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't gotta apologize, girl. You feel how you feel. And that's okay. I just disagree. That's all. Big Chris says hyperbolic on those glasses. Hey, Big Chris. Hey, Big Chris. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. All right, let's keep it going, y'all. Because I got to get out of here soon. Let's see where we at. So we said AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert. I'm going to say stock down for Dallas Goedert. I'm saying stock down because he's hurt again. He's hurt again. It's like clockwork. You can literally call it. Stock down for Dallas Goedert, man. That brother better start eating his Wheaties and drink some damn milk or something, man. Like, stock down. That brother's stock is down. He hurt again. That's why his stock down for me. All right, I'll throw Grant Cockatera in there. I'll say stock up. He came off of a very, very, very good game. I'll say stock up for Grant Calcaterra. I'll say that. Let's get to the offensive line. Offensive line. Stock up or stock down? Talk to me, y'all. Offensive line, stock up, stock down. I think this one's going to be interesting. Now, for context, Jalen Hurts has been sacked 14 times on the season. On average, Jalen Hurts is getting sacked 2 to 3 times a game on average. But again, I think this is going to be the tougher one. I'll put it to you this way. I don't think the Eagles have lost games because of their offensive line. Does that make sense? I don't think they've lost games because of their offensive line. And also, by the way, you want to know why I can't say their stock is down? I understand Saquon Barkley didn't go off last week, but you want to know why I say Jalen Hurts? I mean, you want to know why I say the offensive line stock is actually up? Because the Browns, let me put y'all on something real quick. See if I can find it here. So check this out. See if I got this right here. Where is it? Okay, here's why I say the offensive line stock is up, okay? Listen to this. Okay, where is it? Okay, all right. The reason I say the offensive line stock is up is according to NFL Next Gen Stats, Hurts was blitzed on a season high 53.6% of his dropbacks and was very effective against the 5+ rushers. He went 6 of 12 for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns against the blitz. And he was also effective against 4 or fewer pass rushers, going 10 to 13, 159 yards. The Browns were only able to sack Jalen Hurts once, and that's when they sent 7. So I'm going to say stock is slightly up for the offensive line. I'm going to say stock is up for the offensive line because the Browns were blitzing him like crazy. And the Eagles' offensive line did a good job at picking it up. Also, Jalen Hurts did a good job getting the ball out of his hands. But the offensive line, I'm going to say stock up because they picked up the blitz very, very well. All right, let's get to the defense. Defensive line. Stock up or stock down? Defensive line. Stock up or stock down? I'm going to say the defensive line stock is up because they're coming off of their best game. The defensive line has definitely been up and down. They gave you the first 2 games were very mediocre, and then they had that Saints game where they were dominant. Then the Buccaneers game, mediocre again, if not terrible. And then this game, they were really good. They were really good rushing the passer. Now, did they stop the run very well? I mean, they were okay, but they still put up 100 yards exactly on the nose, 100 yards on 4 yards of carry. So if you're allowing a team to rush for 4 yards of carry, that means that they run the ball 3 times, they're getting a first down. So they weren't great. They weren't great against the run. They were very mid against the run against the Browns, but rushing the quarterback, they were great. So I'm going to say stock up. Okay, let's get to Nakobe Dean. Stock up or stock down? I can't wait for this one. Nakobe Dean, stock up or stock down? Talk to me, y'all. I'm going to say Nakobe Dean's stock is down. He has been missing tackles left and right. He's regularly been graded as one of the worst defenders according to PFF. I'm going to say Dean's stock is down. I'm going to say his stock is down. He keeps leading the team in missed tackles. It's crazy. It was crazy. All right. Zach Bond, stock is up. I don't think Zach Bond has played a bad game. Yet, Zach Bond has been consistent, and he continues to make plays in open space. He knows how to tackle. He knows how to tackle in open space. He knows how to read the gaps well. You know, I'm going to say his stock is up. Zach Bond. He's been the Eagles' best linebacker by far. No question. All right, let's get back to the DBs. Darius Slay, stock up or stock down? Darius Slay, stock up or stock down? I don't think Darius Slay had a bad game against the Browns. He did get hurt in that third quarter. I'm going to say Darius Slay's stock is mid. It's not up, it's not down. I'm going to say Darius Slay's stock is plateaued. It's not up, it's not down. Darius Slay's stock is right here. You feel what I'm saying? It's not up, it's not down, it's right here. I'm going to say Darius Slay's stock is right here. As Blunt says, he didn't give up a catch, did he? I don't think he did. But they don't target him either. Quinyon Mitchell leads the Eagles in targets. Hey, listen, man. Slay still gets neutral. Yes, Keisha, right? Perfect. Neutral. Perfect word I needed. Neutral. I would say Slay stock is neutral. It's not down, it's not up, it's neutral. You know, he got hurt in the third quarter. Who knows if he plays this Sunday? I would say his stock is neutral. I think that's fair. But they don't target him either. Big Chris says, when was the last big play by Slay? Probably week 1 last year. I think he returned a pick 6, right? In week 1 against the Patriots. I think he returned a pick 6. All right. Quinyon Mitchell, stock up for sure. Stock is up. Quinyon Mitchell has been remarkable. He's been reliable. He's been able to run with the best of them. So I'm definitely going to say Quinyon Mitchell's stock is up for sure. Bet. Hey, Infamous, thank you for the text, bro. Thank you. I got the video, Infamous. Thank you. I got it, bro. Thank you. I'm actually going to watch that. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm going to say Quinyon Mitchell's stock is up. Cooper DeJean, stock is definitely up. Definitely up. Definitely. So I'm rolling with Cooper DeJean for sure. Dank Bergang says Slay had a key pass breakup versus New Orleans. He did. But he also got worked against the Buccaneers, did he not? He got worked. So I'm going to say Slay is neutral. Cooper DeJean's stock is up for sure. Let's get to Reed Blankenship. I think the Reed Blankenship and the CJGJ stock is going to be interesting. Reed Blankenship, I'm going to say neutral. I'm going to say neutral for Reed Blankenship because, again, that's not to say he's been bad, but I think, you know, he forced turnovers, and then, you know, the Buccaneers game was rough, and then he had a better game against the Browns. So I guess technically that would be up, right? Technically. I don't know. I'm iffy. And again, I'm not trying to take away what Reed has done. Reed has been very good. But at the same time, okay, I guess I'll bend and say Reed stock is up. I'll bend to that. I will even say CJ's stock is up because he's actually coming off of his best game as well. You know, the first 4 games, CJGJ gave up a touchdown. He didn't give up a touchdown last week. So, and he has made key tackles in the open field. CJGJ's best play, in my opinion, is when he was able to stop Jerry Jeudy. Remember when Jerry Jeudy caught that ball in the open field? CJGJ was able to get in front of him and forced him to slow down, and his teammates were able to gang tackle him. That would have been a touchdown if he would have missed that tackle. So I'm gonna give CJ the benefit of the doubt. and give him a neutral. I'll give CJ a neutral. I'll give Reed a stock up. That's what I'll roll with that. I'll roll with that. All right. Let's see here. We're going to get out of here, y'all. Oh, injury report. My man S. Blunt. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's see here. All right. We're going to pull it up on the screen. Shout out to my man S. Blunt. All right. So here's the injury report for the Eagles. Let's zoom in. Thursday, October 17th. Did not practice. Jalen Carter with a shoulder. Dallas Goedert with a hamstring. Jordan Mailata with a hamstring. Eli Ricks with a groin. Darius Slay with a knee. Now that begs the question, how serious is Jalen Carter's shoulder injury? How serious is it? Are they just taking precautions and then they'll get him going on Friday and Saturday? It all remains to be seen. Let's continue. Oren Burks, groin, limited. Milton Williams with the ankle, limited. Byron Young with the hamstring, limited. Okay, if I see limited, you're playing. If I see limited. Sidney Brown, full participant. I like it. Jalix Hunt, full participant. Albert O, full participant, and Anaya Smith, full participant. Hey, y'all, we may see Albert O this week. Dallas Goedert is out. Albert O is healthy now. We may see Albert O and Sidney Brown this week, y'all. We just might, especially if Slay don't play. We may see Albert O and we may see Sidney Brown this week. I want to see more Jalix Hunt too. But Jalen Carter, he got to play, man. He got to play. We need him. We need him. All right. Okay. I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I appreciate the love. I appreciate y'all so much. Make sure you guys continue to smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. It means a lot to me. Goes a long way. Thank you for all the love, all the support. I even appreciate the people who disagree with me. I appreciate what people who call me hyperbolic. Shout out to L. Campbell, man. Shout out to everybody who gave me a super chat. Shout out to S. Blunt. Shout out to Relative Time Works. My man Green Wingman. S. Blunt back again with a super chat, and L. Campbell. I appreciate all of y'all for donating to the channel. Thank you so much for showing love. Thank you so much for hitting that like button. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for calling me hyperbolic. I appreciate it all, man. Y'all are fire. You guys are family. Smash that like button on the way in. Smash it on the way out. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II, and you guys have been locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, Chalk It Up Sports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code, Chalk It Up Sports, for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show.